Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Kenny. In today's video, I'll be talking about on how to keep your bags in perfect shape. To anyone who has just stumbled upon the channel, I am Kenny. I do luxury videos. If you are into these kind of videos, I would like for you to consider subscribing to the channel by hitting that subscribe button and the bell button to notify all the videos that I do create. So I think I'll be sharing about 6 tips that I use in all the years that I've been collecting bags. So you need to use your bags as well. It's just not like something that you have to be precious with all the time and takes away from using from the joy of using the bag. So for the first tip that I have for you guys is triple C's. Check, clean, and condition. So what I do normally, if for example I've used the bag for consistently for about a good 2 months and I'm ready to switch up the bag, I normally just check if there are any scratches, any stains, or marks that I need to be aware of. And so I use some like leather conditioners like the Cadillac Boot and Shoe Leather Lotion. This one is wax free, so it's kind of lightweight. I feel like you can get away using this at least once a week. Depending on how heavy the use is on a leather good, this is my normal go-to, but I do have other products that I actually use as well. I've used like some leather conditioners from Coach and some other brands that I have forgotten. But yeah, I might pop it on the screen if I remember. It's just prevention, I guess. If you see like a mark or a scratch getting really deep, I feel like you have to put a lot of attention to it and make sure it doesn't get worse than that. So yeah, I think like go for leather conditioners with beeswax. This was a recommendation from Zico. She is so knowledgeable with leather goods, especially with Chanel, and she recommends like conditioners with beeswax in them. So I think it just gives more longevity to your leather goods. And leather is a skin, and so I feel like every so often we have to moisturize it and to prevent it to dry up and to prevent cracking as well. Okay, tip number 2 is to maintain structure. And case in point, it's normally my Loewe puzzle bag. This is my bag of choice. This is my top favorite, I feel. All across my collection, I guess I have a lot. Like I've got 3 or 4 Loewe puzzle bags. So yeah, I do use a lot of bag organizers. Each of these bags I think has one, or if not, I try and borrow one if I needed to use a different bag. And also, by the way, guys, this part of the video is sponsored by Zumoni. Zumoni is a Seoul-based South Korean brand. Their like bag organizers are handcrafted but by their craftsmen. They are hand stitched, and you can actually see the details, the meticulousness on how they have produced their organizers, and I'm so impressed. Like I haven't been impressed in a long time with bag organizers, and this silk one I went for because it's kind of like it is lightweight, and I have used some bag organizers that are inexpensive just to save money, and it's quite thick and weighty as well. So what I love about their organizers, especially their silk ones, this is quite lightweight and looks luxurious, and especially to touch, and the stitching are so on point. And the one that I went for, it has this thing in there where you can pop maybe not a water bottle, but something. It has a lot of slip pockets on both sides and on here as well. And you can see all that stitches. It feels really well made and doesn't take too much real estate, especially on my Loewe puzzle bag. And you can easily just squeeze it in with no worries. It's quite malleable. So yeah, you know, I went for something that it's almost the same lining color of my bag, so I can perfectly see what I have inside the bag. Yeah, it for my Louis V puzzle bags, I love it. I love to see it structured, but I also wanted some like give to it, like not too stiff, not too boxy, but you know, some slouch in there. It feels more chic that way, I guess. So moving along that, it's kind of the same, touching base on that. Tip number 3 is to keep the lining of your bags clean AF. But so, a lot of things, sometimes you don't keep track of what you put inside the bag, like pens and things like that. And I have some bags that have pen marks in it, and I do regret not putting a bag organizer or a liner in the bag because it's just so hard to get rid of. And you know, if you decide to sell the bags and you have a lot of stains in it, I feel like it takes some of the value out of the bag. But yeah, it's just me. But that is something to think about, just to prevent it. Something that you could prevent, just do it, you know. Oh, right, like on the same line as that, Zumoni had given me a coupon code. Zumoni had given me a coupon code for you guys. It's Kenny Fortaleza, my full name, for 20% off all across the range of their bag organizers on their website. And yeah, they also have sent me some of their felt ones, which feels so nice. I think you can also pop them in here if you decide to get more like division across. I think I can still pop that like that. And they're very versatile, I guess. I actually used this bag organizer to one of my other bags, the tote I got from Japan. And because it's malleable, you know, you can pop it on any other bags as well. It doesn't have to be like exactly the same. Sometimes I just pop this on my her bag as well. So, you know, it's so versatile. Yes, these bag organizers do cost a lot, but I think it to protect your bags, probably if you have one and just, you know, use it for other bags, it just saves you somehow. But with my 20% off code, yeah, you can save some like dollars off their bag organizer. I highly recommend this one. It's one of those bag organizers that you pay for, like are a little bit expensive, but you get what you pay for. High quality. All right. So tip number 4 is to store your bags properly. For tip number 1, make sure it doesn't get into in contact with direct sunlight, because it will get suntan. It will get damaged by the sun. I have some clothes or t-shirts that have been like suntanned, so there are bits that, you know, have faded and some are not. And I think that goes the same with leather goods. So it's just something also that you can prevent of if you store your bags in a room with a lot of sunlight. Maybe put the blinds down or close the windows just to prevent any damage on your leather goods. If you live in a high humidity like country, or if you live in a tropical country where there is high humidity, make sure that your bags are stored in a cool, dry place. If you have a lot of leather goods, I guess you have to put the air conditioner on just to, you know, make sure that no moisture gets trapped inside of your bags. But what I do, Australia is a little bit dry, but it can get muggy and humid as well. So what I do, if I get some of those silica sachets in any of the packaging, I save them, and what I do is store them in the corners of the cupboards, not directly inside the bag. Because I'm so cautious. I have experienced that I bought this like canister with it's like a moisture absorbing thing. So I put this next to my other Chanel bags, and I started seeing that the Chanel bags are starting to look really dry. And good thing I was able to absorb that, as otherwise that will deform any form of leather good that it gets in contact with. And so that is something that you just need to keep in mind. Maybe don't put it next to a leather good, put it in the corner of the room and something like that. So tip number 5 is be nice to your things. You know, yes, they are things, but it's not like you just treat it poorly and expect it to last you forever. But for me, I use my bags. I'm not too precious with it, but there are some bags that I am precious with, but I'm just very mindful, you know, if I sit, if I pop my bag in a table, make sure it's not like a rough surface, it doesn't scratch across it, because, you know, in the future, if you feel like, oh my god, my bag is getting really sad, it will cost a pretty penny in the future. Also, if you decide to sell a bag in the future, you know, wear and tear does affect the value of the bag. If the bag looks really, really like beat up and has a lot of marks and stains, yeah, for sure. There, like you can't sell it for maybe how much you paid for it. But yeah. Right. The last tip is to rotate your bags. If you have a few bags and you have a bag that you constantly wear, I feel like it's good idea at least rotate it at least twice a week to put that wear and tear to the minimum. So yeah, I think those are the tips that I live by. If there are tips that aren't on the list and that you recommend, I would like to see it on the comment section down below. So yeah, that's today's video, you guys. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, it's nice to see you again, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I love you guys so much and I appreciate your support throughout the years. And until my next video, I'll see you guys then. Bye!